Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Just a quick video and tapping in to see how everybody's doing. What is this? Wednesday. Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. But I just wanted to say this and jump right back off of here. Had to take a step back a little bit, take a breather so that, you don't get caught up in this beef trauma and crazy shit. Good morning, Smitty. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, good morning, Miss Brown Sugar. Good morning. Yeah, love you back. Good morning, Leisha. Good morning. Sitting around a couple of days, taking in a mouthful of the rebuttals of the beefs. Some of it I find it funny, some of it I don't. And I'm just looking at this, like where you beyond of saying, look at blackness. As you already got to understand what blackness is. We have already been identified and follow up under so many subjects of being black. Blackness here. But as my title says, R.Kelly, yeah, I got my tea too, huh? R.Kelly. Then you have the Indians. Then you have chiefs. But you have entanglements with the Indians and the chiefs. As I continue to watch this prolific bullshit out here, it's getting worse. It's horrifying. Horrifying because there are positions to be fought for. Everybody's fighting for a position, and I know that you guys can see that. Everybody's fighting for this position, but what position are they fighting for? I think at the beginning of this charades, it was all about the Indians. What are Indians to me? Indians comes up from up under um, a leader in particular, if you want to look at it that way. Indians comes up from somebody who has planted or, spoken to, whether if it was individual as a group, about a particular job description or just the, normal conversations. And the Indians decide, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna do that, or they raise their hand or they sign their name. I can do this, you know. Most of the Indians came out as supporters. A lot of them did. A lot of them did. Good morning, Capone. Good morning, Queen Diva. Good morning. I am absolutely great. Even when I'm sick, I'm great. When I'm sad, I'm great. When I'm hurting, I'm great. But I'm just great. Good morning, Harlem. Good morning. We, oh God, you guys, we saw it all. Obviously, it led to a position of chief. And the chief comes with a person who feels as though they can be the smartest over the Indians. They can indulge in having the most power over the Indians. The chief ends up being the person that feels as if they knew the most. Their attachment was like gorilla glue. You cannot pry it apart. It's your chief. But when you have the chief that does not like the way a particular Indian moved, the little man, they'll start off with just little conversations, a little bit of anger towards each other. Hey, your position isn't right. Well, what are you doing? Don't you recognize me up here? I'm up here. I'm on the top of the throne. You need to stay there. But if the little guy who also has a particular assignment to do does not like the particular chief per se because of the way the chief tone of voice came about, a little disrespecting. You didn't give me, my respect in the position that I have. After that, the back and forth words, then comes the personal conflicts. I can't stand you now. You make me sick. You're trying to take my position. You're telling things that is not true. It's possible that it's not true. It's possible that it could be true. Because the main man over the Indians and the chiefs out here has all been told something different. They all have been assigned something different. So they clash. They're all are clashing about because each paperwork has a different assignment on it. And that can happen. Good morning, Trev. Good morning, Trig. Good morning. I know that it's hard for a lot of people to really, really capture it because once you capture it, this photo image out here, it's actually hard to talk about it. It's actually hard to talk about it because of what you came out here for and who you came out here for. It makes it very difficult. But that's what I see. Assignments. Sad to say, but that's what I see. And because people took the assignments very seriously because of who you love, why you out here, who you out here for. If another person speaks out of their lane or overtone it because one person don't know what the other person's paperwork is, it's easy for them to say that, that's a lie or that's not true. And this person didn't say this and this person would never do this or I was there or I wasn't there. All this crazy ass shit though. It's this shit, I just laugh at it now. They all came out somewhat together. Most of them have. You have some of them that has fallen back to the rear. And you're still not knowing what they do, what they not do. Still don't know. Just because they're in the back rear seat back there, you still don't know. But to sum it all up, we know that it's a hot ass mess out here. Sum it up to know that this ain't some shit that is going to have a bandage put on it and be repaired at all. Nope. Nope. Not that it's too far gone. It's because of what each individual personal accomplishment is dying to be. When you have that personal, and you come out here and you put all this time out here, this shit ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. I know that's right, Leisha. This is the longest. And that's because it's personal now. That's because it's personal. But what makes it worse, though, Leisha, to be honest with you, what makes it worse is the attachment from the subs. So that makes it a lot worse. I've been in the bushes like everywhere, just to stay on top of the stories or basically to see how idiotic this stuff looks, because then it becomes popcorn time for me. I stay out to look to see the stress that these people brought amongst themselves. And that's the most funniest part. One of the most funniest parts for me as a individual human being, self-made or self-aware, or just living your life before all of this had come about, to get to this point to be stressed. A lot of it, I'm going to say that, oh my God, this is some groupie stressed out shit right here. I mean, when I see nothing but groupie ship, this is some straight up groupie ship. To be aware of what you're looking at out here, you have the Indians and the chief. At the end of the day, when you are in support of a particular person like Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, you best to believe that their mindset is thinking as if that there is a outstanding reward package at the end of this, some type of accommodation. It's something. Whether if their name will be mentioned on the microphone on the stand, they're looking for, that probably that type of outcome. Whether if it's a handshake, whether if it was a hug coming from that man. Most of them are looking for that. or something, some type of award. It was something. Because when you go this hard like this, and we're talking about for a celebrity or whatever, right? You literally have to ask yourself, why you do it. Why are you doing this? To have yourself entangled into something so personal. A lot of us have learned that, okay, there is these peculiar people that they call informants. And if this is what we're looking at as informants out here, we have to be one of the worst black ass fucking Negroes ever, because where it used to be, when you know that there is informants around, any type of police authority statute around, most black people run. Most black people don't have nothing to do with what you guys call the feds, homeland. Niggas be running. Don't want to have nothing to do with them. That's and I sit here and I be like, well, he a fed? Okay, he's a fed, he's a fed, he's a fed. But y'all still talk to these people, but you're saying that these people are the feds? And but yet then these black people are comfortable as fuck arguing, giving information, whether if it's about your personal life or not, or about Mr. Kelly or not. These people are this comfortable giving all of this information to the feds. If these are the feds, if these are undercover informants, these got to be the best damn informants I have ever seen in my life, and they have accomplished their job. Because you don't even want to go and sit to be interrogated by a Fed, because everybody knows how the feds work, right? They have a particular way of getting all of the information out of you that they want, especially if you are coming in, they're bringing you in to get a testimony against somebody. Informants. If you know that these are informants, you you don't just sit there and keep having a conversation with the informant. The informant is technically not the person that's going to get in trouble. The informant is the person that is grabbing all of your shit to compound to get you in trouble. I don't understand that shit. I just don't understand it. So some of this, I put myself like in a position to say, okay, well, nah, these people cannot. Let me cross informants off, because this can't possibly be. This not. Okay, so let's just leave it to the Indians and the Chiefs, right? Outside, this is outside. We go take the shabazz and the Sylvia thing out of it, right? Just for a hot second, cause I caught some of that too. Just for a hot second, right? If these are informants and they have been given certain assignments to do, then the people that claims that they are not informants and have sat on these lives and spewed out a whole bunch of different information about yourselves or Mr. Kelly, you know, yeah, you're not very smart. Not at all. Not at all. Not very smart. A lot of people now are starting to, not now, when the episodes went down with the Bookums and the Sylvias, a lot of people scattered. They took their position of where they wanted to be, whether it was over there because they felt that Bookum was telling a story, because Bookum can tell you that he's been there. He spent plenty of time up in Johnson Creek, and he was over in Detroit with Mr. Kelly when they dealt with that darn big red girl, and the big red girl is sitting there on an interview with Gloria Allred, right? So that was enough for a lot of people to be, something isn't right, because that was me. Something isn't right. Good morning, simply. Something isn't right. There was a lot of things that Bookham had done that just made him not of a right person. With all of the stories that he could put out here about, I've been there, and Mr. Kelly is my guy and my mentee and everything, he also did a lot of things to where you'd be like, oh, hell no, something isn't right. So you have that part of the Bookham story that everybody's been trying to figure out about him. He's on the phone with Angelos. He's on the phone with the Drunken Larrys, and he, I, hey, I'm sorry. He bags Azrael up 100. I'm sorry. I don't know, a lot of people catches it or whatever, but that's one thing he forbids you to do. It will trigger his anger if you are in a commentary or anything about Azrael. He has always have been in defense for some reason of Azrael, you know. But he's been labeled as this informant guy now, okay? Knowing that he's been down there, knowing that he has literally, in my opinion, humbly made his intentions to fuck every goddamn person as that may have had interest in R.Kelly, meaning coming down as a supporter or whatever the case may be. He found interest in it as well. But that's that nigga shit that I don't give a fuck about. Go over here to Sylvia. Now you had it where a lot of people believed Sylvia because of all of the shit that Bookham has done. The separation between those two. People got put in a compromising position about which way do we go. Sylvia received a whole bunch of followers over there because of things that she was doing that would make her look very supportive of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. However, Sylvia was also over here with the Bookham guy. They both know things. They both have done things. Took a minute, I guess, for Sylvia and the other group of people, which was Randa and Dom and Marshall and Gucci, and all of these people start feeling some type of freaking way, right? They all left. Got that group of damn people, over here. So now, because Bookham done stuck his head up an ass, he's the laughing stock out here. He's been the laughing stock with me. I just, I I never folded on it. All it took was one time. And when a person comes out to show you who they are the first time, they're going to still end up being that person, no matter how many pages in a book that they turn or how many colors that they put on their screen or whatever, they were still going to be that same person. So with Bookum coming from phases 1, 2, 3 down, that right there should have been it. If they were all up under Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's support team, they all would have came out doing right. And this fallout wouldn't have been like this. They would have just left there private investigation tour with the people that was actually in the indictments and more closer around Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly when his downfall started to fall. And that was years ago. Okay? But Sylvia's entourage believe in her because now, she left the Bookum boy, right? But here's my opinion. The supporters, this is just my opinion, should have left both of them because you didn't know who was to be believable. You wouldn't have known. Both of their stories, and it just all became so entanglement to where now you have to sit out here to try to believe that Sylvia is correct because she's calling out Bookum shit, but Bookum is correct because he's calling out Sylvia shit. And the only way to have cured that fucking disease right there was to, we can't do both of y'all. We can't do either one of y'all. You have to fall back and let both of them take a breather and think about what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? You're supporting Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, but at the same time, you're out here and you're fucking up the mental of the freaking people. So all of you people that sits out here is really fucked up in the head because of their personal ass shit that went down, because of their finger pointing with each other. When in reality, if everybody would have just turned away and let them swaddle in their own freaking mud for a minute of the shit that they created, you wouldn't have this goddamn height of this bullshit, of this back and forth, and the favoritism. Or I'm gonna rock with this part, I'm gonna rock with this part. You can't rock with neither one of them because they both got entangled in some shit. Now Sylvia, on the other hand, rebound. She rebound, turned her life over to the Lord, started a different job. So her persona became more positive to people. And there's a lot of people out here that's looking for positive commentary, more positive thoughts and prayers for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. So you didn't get that from Bookum. So everybody's going to lay over here and the church. And there's nothing wrong with that because it also brings positivity in your life, regardless of what their situation was about. And we all look for that word to be spoken. A lot of us who don't know it, because it can become uplifting in a person's life, but only if you can just take that part from a person and not their other freaking hot mess that they're into. Kind of like I mentioned the other day, when you go to church and you know that one pastor that's sitting up in there has something to do with those drug lords on the end of that corner over there. And that's why they won't go away, because that pastor is helping them to stay afloat on that fucking corner, because he's got plenty places up in there to hide all of his shit. And he knows that 9 times out of 10, the police ain't finna come knocking on the church door. But we don't care about that. We just coming over here because you know what? He preaches the word and he give us hope and faith. So, but to be careful. But to be careful of it. Now there's a situation out here with the Shabazz and the Sylvia. Sylvia did bring, not Sylvia, Shabazz brought up something in the commentary, right? That's an important question that he did ask, but there's always going to be an answer for it, and there's all justification for it. Justifying is very tricky, It's very tricky. Does a person justify just to get themselves out of some things, or they're justified to have reasons for other people to believe them so that you don't leave me behind? So I had to go back and I'm like, well, okay, his question was, I rewind Shabazz's question. His question was why do a person, will say what you don't like? And the picture that was put out here is that, okay, I rock for R.Kelly. But then the other picture that is out here is that Mr. Kelly is in this situation because of one of many people, and that was Azarel. And he mentioned that with how Sylvia was at this Azrael, what was it, her party, her last party that she had. Now, Sylvia would think that there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Self-preservation is also tricky. It's very tricky because Sylvia didn't feel that there was anything wrong with her being there. But when you out here overshadowing over the people, sometimes you got to think, okay, the message that I've been putting out here in front of all of these people is that I rock for R.Kelly, but the dominant people out here right now is not favoring in Azrael. What do I do? In my opinion, she did what she wanted to do, in my opinion, but that's also called swallowing. That's also called swallowing. Want too many things. Accolades get to become so freaking high, for her. Sylvia wanted too many things. And that's just my opinion. That's that self-preservation. I'm going to do what I want to do to make me feel good, but I'm also out here speaking on behalf or supporting Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, but knowing that there's hundreds of people that's on the Team Kale side over here that I speak to, just not in favor of Azrael right now, but it's okay. They're going to be all right. And so now you got all the conspiring going on against Sylvia when that had happened because she chose self-preservation, who was about self then. But she had to come back and, she pleased a lot of people because of her justifying her reason of being there. And just like she did with the IG, I think that's the IG on Azrael, of being a mod. But that if that's her position to play, then that's her position to play. The question is, who gave that position to play? That's the question. Who gave the position to play for Sylvia to plant herself inside of the party, or plant herself over there as a mole, or plant herself over there with Bookum? And it's the same three questions for Bookum. Who gave him the position to play? Plant himself out here on the YouTube to act this crazy ass goddamn fool that he is, to build a Facebook fan club. Who gave that fucking position? Who put the position out there? Who appointed these goddamn positions? Oh, who's to say that Shabazz didn't have a position? Who's to say that Dr. Rice didn't have a position? Who's to say? Who's to say? And with all of these positions that everybody is proclaiming to act as if they had one, they destroyed this shit for self-preservation. Indians and fucking Chiefs got to have the loudest story, the better story, the better position, all of the above. And the truth be told, they all fucked it up. They all fucked this shit up. They all fucked this shit up. My position that I play right now, though, is pray for R.Kelly and continue to pray for him. But to come out here to continue to be stressed over this shit here, to keep trying to identify who the hell is who and who and who and who, those are the people that have to look in the goddamn mirror and be like, what the hell have I done? What have I gained? What am I gaining? What's in this for me? To do this? I watched a lot of them, though. Like I said last time, man. this seems to be more important, which I can't understand on how. Like, huh? You're gonna get old. You got no retirement package set up. What are you gonna do? Like, we just, I don't know, 20 years out here on this. I guess it's crazy. Some that put family second. There's some that put their family second. I'm like, holy shit. Holy shit. So it's very easy to identify groupie behavior. It is. But I refuse to be old sitting here being traumatized by this shit here, man. Because the position that they're fighting for, man, you got to ask yourself, is it worth your air? Is it worth your life? What about you wanting to be a millionaire or a star within yourselves? I'm sure everybody wants to be a star just within yourselves, not a star to be out in on the social media or the accolades where you got a bunch of fans like that, but just a feeling that you a star, that you made it in life, that you've accomplished what you are out there fighting about another human being has accomplished. That's just, it was just limits to the game. At least that's what I thought. Like there's limits to the game. I didn't know it was going to be war. It's war in this shit, man. It's straight up war. It's straight up war. All this goddamn secret ass shit. But that's their thing, where they kind of, put, they put innocent people, innocent supporters in a bind where you guys were made to forced to make a decision based off of fellowship, or I believe this person and I believe this person, instead of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's support team just sitting back and just letting those people hit a dead end on their own. You sometimes you just gotta let that car drive itself right on into that goddamn brick wall. Sometimes, especially, but and we all saw it. We actually all saw this. You know, I'm gonna ride with him because this person speaks good. I'm gonna ride with that because this person showed these receipts. But where I'm from, these two people, they into it like this. Now y'all gonna be in y'all own little mud pile over there by yourself. I don't see y'all, because the more you don't see them, the more you don't agree with them, the more you don't hook up with them. Guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna stop. They don't have people putting them up there, so they're gonna realize that, oh, we ain't shit. I can't influence nobody. I can't make nobody angry. I can't make nobody laugh. I can't make nobody hate her. Because when he turn around or when she turn around, there's nobody there. There's nobody there. Two people usually don't argue amongst themselves this long. And I'm not just talking about the Bookum and Sylvia because that had been over, but they don't argue amongst themselves this long without an audience. You give them an audience, it's going to go on and on and on and on and on. Yay, they liking this. You notice when Bookum click on and the music fire him up, and the minute he see 70 to 80 people over there, his head get to going, boom, boom, because now he know he's got you. But a lot of people has to understand the psychologically part of being hypnotized in different forms of fashion. Boom, 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 boom. He got you now. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. They love it. They love that. They love that shit. Then, of course, you go over to Sylvia's channel, and with her changing her tone up and starting to, I'm going to say, allegedly ride with the faith in Christ, all of the books, Matthews and Proverbs and all of that stuff, right? You got those people that likes that as well. I'm a bit different breed with it, I'm a bit different breed because I know humanity. I know that we all were born in sin, right? I know that I don't trust man to a certain extent. And I'm like that in church as well. When I decide to get up to go with my mom, I can hear pastors speaking, but I have this side of me for learning it, mocking it in in my own cubicle, in my own privacy. You know why? Because I don't have to sit and wait for man to let you down and then come back and justify that, oh, this happened because of this, but God's gonna forgive. See, and to keep hearing things repetitive like that is where I lose a lot of trust in men, per se. So what I'm saying is that I watch who I receive my teachings from. That's it. That's all. And it was kind of hard to receive it from over there because out of the things that I have seen previously, God can change, God can heal, and I get that. But God also teaches me of what to trust and what not to trust, you know. So, and that's just how I move around that. Uh, how y'all doing this morning? How y'all doing? I hope y'all doing good. I hope y'all doing good. Hi, Ivan. What's going on? Lady Earth, what's going on? 71, what's going on? What's going on? But but it was just way too many, you guys. Indians and Chiefs need a position out here. Need a position. Now, Shabazz proclaims that he has all of these stories, right? And then he's dropping them piece by piece by piece, leaving everybody, some confused. I read his comments over there. Some confused, some are not confused. A lot of people asking, where did you come from? Why are you in it? What's what? There's that part of being an opportunist that's in Shabazz. So that's just going to be there because that's just his goddamn job. He has the camera, he's rolling the films, he's taking the interviews, and it is what it is. You can't take that title away from him. It's goddamn opportunist. The opportunist goes out there to have the opportunity to freaking interview and put the shit out. But here's what behooves me though. I just wonder, the interviews came from the people that is actually out here in fucking entanglements. That's the problem. That's what behooves me. His interviews were from all of the people who all of you guys are trying to decipher, who's right, who's wrong, who's real, who's not. Those were the Don't y'all find that that was some weird ass shit. That was some weird ass shit. But it's something that he has in his back pocket right now, just like how he's able to come back at Sylvia on her reactions and actions about what he has said in his other as his podcast, right? Yeah. But not only can she, rebuttal some things about Shabazz because she's been around him, but now Shabazz gonna have the upper hand because he has her on videotape speaking how she felt on supporting or this or that or this or that above and beyond. But that's just one of our problems as Black people when we just don't know how to shut the fuck up and decline some shit because I'm looking for some shit, whether if it's just self-preservation, not knowing that sometimes when you go out to get your self-preservation, you make the wrong goddamn move. A nigga can come back on your ass so fast, it's ridiculous. So what's the best policy of doing it? First of all, writing your pros and cons out. Is this something that I'm doing? Yeah, to the world, it may look like as if I've done this for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Mm-hmm. But look what happened after that mess. Look what happened after all of this goddamn video recording that Shabazz has done. He's got this on this person, this on this person, this on this person if he chooses to use it. in such a such a way to put the picture out here to show everybody, okay, well, which is kind of what he was doing with Sylvia behavior. And I ain't even finna lie right now. I ain't even finna lie. And you know how I am, because it be some shit throughout the shit that be cracking me up on the shit. I ain't gonna lie, cause when I looked at that, I was like, I thought that was Bookum. I ain't gonna even lie. I ain't gonna even motherfucking lie right now. And it is what the fuck it is. I thought Sylvia was Bookum. When I had to turn around and I was like, oh, okay, that's Sylvia. I'm like, wait, cause she had the orange hair and the same body weight and the same shit. And I was like, oh, that's fucking Bookum. Dumb mother. I ain't gonna lie. They look like twins on there. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And I was like, oh shit, snap, that's Sylvia, because then she started talking. I and I mean, but a picture tell you, it gives you a thousand words. It does, right? So I'm thinking, this is just how my brain works, you guys. I'm sorry. It is what it is. That's just how my brain works. So as I'm looking at Sylvia sitting there, she has the blonde and the green t-shirt on and things. And then, Bookum was sitting there. Bookum also has a similar picture with the orange hair and things like that, right? But I'm sitting here going, but wait, I had to take it back just a little bit. I had to take it back just a little bit, right? Because I'm like, I don't know. I like, oh, okay, Sylvia is, she pulled out Bookum's identity. Like this is what Bookum looked like earlier on, some time ago. So that was just weird. That was with some weird shit. She wasn't ready. I don't know. Shabazz has not showed all the Bookum fucking interview. No, that's not all of it. Shabazz can't sit there and say that, oh, he just only captured that little 5-minute thing. No, I think, in my opinion, I think he's saving Bookum for last. That's just my motherfucking opinion. I think that Bookum is going to be sitting over there like, what? Oh, Shabazz going to drop that shit, Bookum? Oh, yeah. There's more. I don't know why, but my gut is telling me he gonna drop some more shit. And if he don't, because I am believing that there was way more filming on Bookum than it was of what Shabazz showed us. Maybe Shabazz just edited out all his goddamn lies. Shabazz said, nah, nigga, you lying on this. And then Bookum had to come out and tell the people that, you know what, he told him, no, take my part out. Yeah, he took out all the motherfucking lies your ass was about to tell on there like you did on that goddamn Phases to the Next channel. No, I'm not saying anything. It wasn't a bad statement though, Lisa. That's how I identified it. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I can sit over here. People say I look like a goddamn sea whale. Okay, it's fine. I'm not finna be Murder, She Wrote. I'm not gonna do that. Yes, I did 71. I've got about 5 messages yesterday, about that. So I guess we'll wait and see if the story actually, I got to really see the story on it. I don't want to, just repeating it because it was said on the YouTube streets. Now I got to go and dig up Baltimore News or whatever, because if he's from Baltimore, I got to have all the information to go look it up to see if this is actually true or if this is just another old scammy thing. What up, Chi-Town? What up, Courtney? So, you say I'm behind. So I'm behind on that. Yeah, I had to take a few days. I took a few days. To myself, some pampering and things like that, because the video that dropped with Bookum's head up in an ass, right? That I had to chill. I was like, are you fucking kidding me, right? Because this is, according to him, the mentee. This is the mentee. But this is watching Bookum's head up in someone's ass. Man, I could talk about that in so many fucking different ways. It's fucked up. That was some fucked up shit. And you know, I at the same, I can't condone the lady behavior, either. I just couldn't condone that. And I don't know her. No, nobody in you probably knows her, but the person that whom she was with. So when you wanna, I look at that and I was like, man, that's fucked up. Like didn't her homegirl tell her that like this nigga cross dresses? Like this nigga puts on lipstick and earrings and shit. I don't give a fuck if I wanted to have my ass ate 312. I don't give a fuck. But I know goddamn well if 312 my homegirl, we motherfucking rocking. You know that this nigga cross dresses and do all this fucking bullshit. I know that 312 better put me up on motherfucking game before I let this nigga up in my ass. So that shit didn't even look right at all on neither one of their parts. I mean, because one, I'm like, okay, I don't want to be fucking branded with a goddamn cross-dresser that ate my ass. I don't want to be branded that motherfucking way either. That ain't good. Cause it's like, okay, I'm fucking with some type of bisexual ass nigga. The fuck? So now, I jump over here, and then you got Bookum over there throwing himself a motherfucking goddamn porn party. Woo woo, I eat ass and the cuckoo. Up under the umbrella of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, when that ain't the only first motherfucking ass he done said that he done slept with. It's been Jasmine. It's been that goddamn the girl off of the Gloria Arias show, all of them. So what is you really in and under Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly for? For him to make you look motherfucking good, to be around a bunch of women to pull you some girls? Because he always say he don't need Kelly to do so. But to me, when it came to the butt eating video that I saw, right, had them women not never known Bookum as R.Kelly Minty, ask that girl would she'd have let him ate her ass like that. I'm just saying. Goddamn, freak my ass. And the second thing, because I saw, where the show that I saw it on, right? And to say that was 3 years ago or something like that, I guess, when that happened, right? All it did was just confirm a lot of the under table behavior that was going on while trying to support Mr. Kelly, even though that's people's personal lives and shit like that. But when it come out on these screens, that shit ain't personal no more. That shit ain't personal no more. Good morning, Lisa. That shit ain't personal. Mm-mm. That's a good question, though, Galatians. You said the one flavor act like she wanted it. The other part, though, 312, this the kicker part. You my homegirl and all 312, but I be motherfucking damn if I'm finna let you stand up in there and coach and film some shit. If you don't get your ass out my room while I'm about to get my ass ate, you guys to go with the fucking you. I'm just trying to understand that, I ain't trying to watch a nigga head go up in your ass 312, let alone film the shit. You gonna have to set up your own motherfucking tripod for that shit. I ain't down with that shit, but I understand how, homegirls be kicking it and, having fun and everything. But what it did do, along with these years that has went past, it clearly shows everybody's Bookum's behavior, What are you there for? Mr. Kelly is known to be a millionaire. Mr. Kelly is the person that is known to be the artist, the king of R&B. Mr. Kelly is the person that is known that is good people, will invite you in, have a good time with you, call everybody auntie, uncle, brother, sister, nephew, niece, his persona. And what I see out here is these people have taken advantage of his persona. Mr. Kelly, name alone, rings dollar signs, period. I think that when the chiefs decide to plant themselves in a position of being chiefs out here, what I mean is by telling other people what they don't know, how I've been there and I've done this and you mother and you and I talked to him, I done this and I did this, right? And next thing is ching ching. And I think as much of a ching ching that people can receive from up underneath of using Kelly name, right? All this shit got thrown out the fucking window. It was okay, Kelly. We know you sitting there. Yeah, we gonna support you. But nigga, I got a bill due, or nigga, I need a car, or nigga, my rent is due, or and this or that. Now we have had the guilty verdict that came on Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, and shit really kicked into gear out here. Kicked into gear, and this not just only over here. This just what I see out here. The cousin Levi racked the fuck up, raked it in on y'all asses, raked it in. But it ain't his fault, really. It's the supporters. Because the supporters didn't sit back long enough. Here's what I sit back long enough. Let Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly case run all the way through before you actually put a person up there. Once his case is concluded and we know that Mr. Kelly is now coming home, the person that has actually been speaking out here in support for him now go over and give that person some congratulations or big thank yous or a big award or a recognition or whatever. These people got recognition before Mr. Kelly is home, and it just is just weird. It's just weird. It's a birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Many more, girl. Many more. So I don't know, a lot of people, I can honestly say that I do like out here. I understood a lot of people's stance out here. I can still come out and rock with a lot of people. But then there's a whole lot of other ain't no way in the hell, y'all. None. I want to wait until he comes home before, particular celebrations and things like that. But Shabazz says that he's not that upset with Sylvia to that extent. He just, where's my tea at, y'all? I sat my tea down. He just wants her to just stop it. He want to leave it alone. But I don't know, Shabazz, not after that little clip that you dropped. Sylvia says that she believed, that some of the parents, it just wasn't parenting good enough. If you have seen and known about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's 2008 trial, right? Most of the world kind of knew about it, then why would you send your child there, right? But then, and I get it, Dallas is of age, right? Well, it takes that same question and then pose it back on Sylvia. And you know that Mr. Kelly was going through a whole bunch of conflicts of interest out here, and a whole bunch of people was trying to prey upon his life, be in there and be in that. I guess it's a question that Sylvia, take that question and ask yourself. Why was Dallas, you thought that Dallas would be the perfect fit to do makeup and things when he was going through, this is the beginning of his trial and tribulation. But somehow, the Sylvia and the daughter thought that Mr. Kelly needed to be made up. And when you fighting a fight like this, it's motherfucker goddamn makeup. Who the fuck cares about? But you ask yourself, you can ask yourself like, okay, well, why was it so important as a parent, to even put Dallas anywhere around this situation? Because after Dallas being able to go around Mr. Kelly and want to help with some things, and then now over there with some help with Azariah, look at all the backlash. Look at all the backlash. So Sylvia has received backlash as well from Dallas, but as well as Angelo and Alice for their daughter. So it's kind of the same shit, right? Is Mr. Kelly, regardless, is going through some things. So why, as a parent, add on, whether if it was for good intentions or bad intentions? Just don't do the add-ons. No. So, if I can't, I hate using this here example of it because I have children as well, right? And we all like to say, well, if it was mine. I think because of how I am as a parent, and if it was Dakota, no, my first thing to Dakota would have been, no, Mr. Kelly got a lot of problems. Mr. Kelly got problems right now. Mr. Kelly has got trials, tribulations. Mr. Kelly got this. No, this wouldn't be a good time. Now, once Mr. Kelly beat all of these allegations and coming home, and if Mr. Kelly is in the line for needing a makeup artist and his life is back on track, hey, put your application in. Mr. Kelly need a makeup artist. Because now he's not dealing with that shit no more. So it's just different ways, I guess, of looking at it. But that was the way Sylvia came back with her answer to Shabazz, and she was just saying that the parents, in a sense, should have known better, or why would you send them there? But sometimes you literally have to take that question and put it on yourself first before you can answer it. You really do. Hey, beauty. Hello, sunshine. Good morning to ya. Muddy water. I see y'all up there. So it was just everybody that Shabazz is having on his interviews had became a conflict of interest, because they're all out here except for those two sisters. You don't see them out here. You don't see Greenberg out here anymore, so, but yeah, it's like, and that's just me, where I'm going to always have a side eye. It is what it is. I'm going to always have a side eye, just to be aware, not to be out here entangling up in this goddamn shit like this. I'm black, but this is beyond my blackness right here. This is way beyond my goddamn blackness, right? I saw the video. I saw the post go up there. Bookum, some about him with his job or some shit, or about his movies or some shit, right? And the people watching his channel or whatever. And I'm sitting over there going, well, what the fuck did you expect? Like, what did you expect? You didn't expect, with all of this back and forth on this crazy shit like this, that there was not going to be some people that was going to reach other people to, hell, didn't they get you evicted? That was a sign right there that these motherfuckers is ruthless out here. But when you want to keep going to try to test people to see what social powers that they do have or whatever, you'd be surprised. I'm waiting on his damn pastor to come on here and make a statement. He'd be like, nigga, this. Overall, you guys, I am horribly surprised that this type of behavior expanded to this level from people that claims to support Mr. Robert Sylvester County. I'm literally like, I'm shocked. I have to be honest with you guys. After doing the walks and things like that, from 2020, it was kind of mild out here. It was just ha, who, and then, but when these breakups came about, OMG. But I don't know. I don't know. Mm. And who led this whole train of disarrayness out here? And it's to me, it was Bookum, because Mr. Kelly has a whole bunch of other men that was with him for many, many years. I watched a, what's his name, Wayne Williams video, just as calm, just telling his stories, what happened, what he enjoyed, how the music career kicked off, did this and did that, right? And Wayne Williams, I used to hear Mr. Kelly shout out Wayne Williams all the time in something that I'm listening to from Mr. Kelly. And you can shout Wayne Williams all the time, right? So to me, he would be a person that is close to Mr. Kelly, throughout his music career, right? Wayne Williams, it was about drum, Wayne Williams. He would shout out the drummer. I ain't never hear him shout out absolutely fucking nothing about no goddamn Dan and Tez's fucking Jackson ever. Ain't in no fucking credits, ain't nothing, like nowhere around, right? So for him to come out and everybody is questioning about, well, who is this guy? Who is this guy? And he's saying that I'm the godson, I'm the godson, I'm the mentor. And then what was it? The other guy, there's two more videos. Well, one, maybe two, one that I saw. There's a whole nother guy that said that, he was the godson. Don't look shit about Bookum, like Bookum, whatever, little dark skinned guy. Then you got the other interview that this other guy, younger guy, where he was somewhere he was meeting with he was hoping to meet R.Kelly or something, but he got to see Joy or Az or something backstage or whatever. But he was coming in, and then he ended up being somewhat of a mentee of Mr. Kelly as well. It kicked my damn phone out. My phone ringing, so I'm sorry, y'all. It's gonna ring again, so I'll probably have to answer it that time and then come right back. But it's my mom, so if she calls me right back, then I'm gonna have to answer that call. So, but as I watch all of the other interviews with all of these other people that has said that they were either a mentee, that they put out how they work with him, what they did for Mr. Kelly, how they was trying to grow and stuff like that. Those are the people that I believed. When Bookum come out, there was nothing. There was nothing. It was only shine and glory for Bookum. That's just all I saw. That's with Sylvia, it's a little bit different because Sylvia joined in with the rest of the other people that was out in the groups and things like that. So now they're out here trying to learn the aspect story about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Now, I applaud a little bit that, what Sylvia and them actually, found, to them, they found out, okay, something isn't right or whatever, but they're not the first ones that had then said that, something wasn't right. We're talking about a guy who needed help with transportation, ended up in everybody Airbnb, where, because you need somewhere to stay, not enough funds or whatever coming in, and woo 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 or whatever, or they all feeding him and things like that. Those was just all freaking red flags, man. That was just like, oh hell no. I don't even know how I sit and I listen to a whole bunch of women that say what they not gonna do, and I ain't doing that shit for no man. A nigga better get up on their feet. A nigga better do this. Nigga better do this. And literally, it was women that actually took care. That made him the person that he has become out here on the social media, up underneath the umbrella of Mr. Kelly. A lot of women. I'm getting to the point where I don't even want to trust what women say. I like you no. You will do it for a man. You will take care of a man. So just stop saying it. Because they could tell you anything. Men can tell women anything, and it's like you will do it. As long as they making you smiling and blah blah tickling you fancy, like, okay, all right, you're gonna do it. Yeah, okay. But had he not been that convincing from giving you people the stories about Mr. Kelly, assumedly stories about Mr. Kelly, because that's all he had to say, that he was there. He was there. And then, of course, the validation came from quite a few people. He was there. He was there just like everybody else had the opportunity to be there. And then you ask yourself, out of all of those people that were down there, had the opportunity to be there, why you don't see the him two girls behaving like this? They were there. They got to meet him. Why you don't see the what was it? It's quite a few girls down there. Why didn't you guys see them come out to react this way, like that? It was just crazy. I'm sure they were all excited to be there to get to know Mr. Kelly, but you right, Capone. On this internet became a freaking opportunity. I mean, it really did. It really, really did. So, one thing that I do notice, because I got to get off of here, you guys, and get ready to go out this door, but I had to take a couple of days to myself. I was like, oh, this is crazy. Is this video really out here? See, but to him, the video only boosted him up, gave him the accolades, the props. Yes, whoop, don't be mad at me because y'all don't eat ass. And that wasn't, I don't even think that was the point. I think the point of it, the point that I got out of the video, if I want to take it to an adult level, right? This is this is the Team Kale's sector side. This is things that are being said and done under the support of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. This come from a guy who should be having an adult mental behavior, even though you're entitled to your fun and things like that, right? But the way that I think of it is that there's nothing, phew, I can't even say it, y'all. Oh my God. There was just, I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. This is who who supports you like, this is the mentee. This is his godson, with this behavior. It's just crazy. It's so many, Capone. And I just be sitting here just like, wow, oh my God, oh my God. But when you look at it like this though, Capone, because I do, and this is my dad who taught all of us. And one of his sayings when we be having a big spades game, right? It say you take names, take names and talk shit, right? Well, in this case, you have to take names and store them because it'll be those people like, no, I would never. I'll never, ever, ever want to meet or know a lot of these people. Like this is social media, and I get that, right? And people could be differently off the screen, and I understand that part too. But I'm like, but this is something serious for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, and the behavior of it is just, it's crazy, So, and the stuff that I be seeing people type and comment, I be like, holy shit, holy cow. But and then I just kind of keep it moving. You don't understand why, You bringing up Shabazz, 2019 news up when everybody thought Shabazz was for Robert, but now we know he's not. How do you know that, Rebecca? How do you know, Rebecca? How do you know that he's not? How are you able to determine who's for Mr. Kelly and who's not? How? Because you would probably be the only one over here on my channel that feels that way. Because we can't tell. I can't tell. All I know is that all these people came out here up under the umbrella of Mr. Kelly, and somewhere feels as if I feel that there were assignments to each and every last one of them, whether they made themselves an assignment or an assignment was given to them. Shabazz sat with Mr. Kelly. He was there when he was with them other guys that he was interviewing, getting ready to decide if R.Kelly documentary was going to come to docuseries, was going to come through R.Kelly. That was the video where you saw them talking about building more girls and boys clubs around the cities. That was Shabazz there. Hey, Bird, that was him. So with that being said, Rebecca, I have to ask you again, how do you know? How would you know that when Shabazz was sitting right there in that room with Mr. Kelly and them other 2 or 3, it could have been more in there, but I only saw 2. That was him. That was him. So how would you know? How would you know if him and Mr. Kelly had words or not? He said that he was going to do the docuseries for Mr. Kelly first, but Mr. Kelly got arrested. You said, when I had to walk, were these individuals there? No, they were not. Was they a mannerism like that? No, they were not. Shabazz was not there. No. No, they were not. We had a reason of why Will Eady didn't show up. There was a reason given why he did not come. So that, that was there. But yet then, somehow, I guess Bookum gave him a call or whatever, and he showed up to do that prayer at down there with Bookum. That's all. I was just wanted to know how, because a lot of people sit out and say that, like Rebecca said, well, she did not do Azrael makeup, and I didn't say that she did her makeup. I said that if her daughter was sent down to do the makeup, or even let's just take the makeup out of it, was sent there, period. He was going through trials and tribulations. He was going through trials. You mean to tell me that a mega star all of a sudden needs any more people introduced in his life? That just, so I didn't say that she came down to do the makeup. Was she there? She was there. With the videos that I've seen and people pointing it out, they were saying, well, that was her. Was she there? Yes, she was there. I saw the picture. Sylvia had the picture up as her freaking profile that her and R.Kelly in Dallas taken. So she was there. No, no, those people wasn't there. If they were there, then they were hiding and, or whatever. And I guess I could say that they wasn't there, at least Shabazz, because if he was there, then hell, he'd have been having some pictures and shit snapped in and to put up or whatever. So, I don't know. I don't know. But that's all I'm saying. Sylvia, do what she do. I don't care about any of that. I just talk about what I see, what I heard, woo woo woo, and keep aligning this to my narrative as it's a fucked up situation. It's just all messed up, and trying to actually figure it all out, it's beyond that. Shit's never gonna get figured out to that extent. But to keep talking about it, I like to talk about it. Hell, and Rebecca has to remember that I'm no team nobody. And when I want to talk about an individual on what I see and what I heard and how I put it, it is what it is. See, I'm not over here. I don't have backs. I got to keep my own damn back. I can't have my own back and everybody else's back. I can't. I'm not that person where I come to channels with the pom poms or that's right, or say that, or this or that. No, and I'm subscribed. I'm subscribed to everybody except for a few channels that I just had to get away from. Other than that, I'm subscribed. Sylvia still has my freaking support as a subscriber. I don't think that they're mad at Sylvia. I think that they're just telling their truth or what their opinions. I don't think anybody's mad at her. Not like that. And okay, now I have to be honest with you, Rebecca. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you, woman to woman. Sylvia ain't finding out no more shit than what everybody else is out here finding out. And that's one of the problems out here of how we give these people these accolades. Do you really think that some of the things, well, not most of the things that Sylvia has, that a lot of people out here, they have them too? It's people that don't have channels that is capable of doing the exact same thing. This the exact same thing. When it came to Rebecca, when it came to the transcripts and the indictments and all that stuff, that shit sitting downstairs on my desk. I don't need no accolades to come out here to read it, because no matter how you read it, no matter who's listening, everybody is going to interpret it, transpire it, and do whatever they want to do with it. So it was no big old thing. But everything and I have to be honest with you on that one, or it wouldn't feel right now. You said that she's making more people finding out the truth about the injustice of Robert. She ain't doing no more. Her channel ain't going no further than the rest of these people that's out here. 2,000-3,000 tops. She may have some. I just watched her do her interview with the that attorney over there. The same numbers. Same numbers, same people. Going where? You want to make some noise, like they say, get it on national TV. Have Sylvia go get it on national TV, what she's doing. Fuck a Shabazz interview. Fuck a Shabazz interview. Fuck a goddamn this shit. Go walk up to the nearest goddamn televised, what's over in, I don't know what she is, New York or whatever, to the man. Go twist Gayle King arm and tell Gayle King, just like how that Meg Thee Stallion called her up. Meg Thee Stallion called the Gayle up to get her story out about Tory. Well, hell, Sylvia going on over there and twist Gayle King's story and get a story out on national televised TV. Because right here in YouTube, it's stuck just like everybody else's. So she ain't doing no more than what the alley cat is doing out here. It's the people that comes on daily that makes us feel as if you're doing more. You're getting the word out. So I can respect you for that, but nah. Totally respect you for that. And that's where also, Rebecca, where our subs divide the people up. You didn't even recognize that. You're divided up the people instead of including everybody's name that is supporting Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, because that's then when you start bringing all of the people back. But when you start doing singular mode, yeah, you're just going to keep everybody divided, because now you're going to have your people like me that's going to sit here and say, well, okay, well, Sylvia can go on and do it by herself, and let's see how far she goes. But, like I say, it is what it is. Is that respond to me, Thomas, when you say you sound like that I am jealous? Is that to me? You could put a yes in the chat because I'm watching your comment, or you could put a no in the chat. And then I'll tell you where you wrong at in this right here. And I'll tell you where you right at. You say Sylvia is the only one that supports and stays on the positive side? Okay. I guess that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Sylvia minds her own business. Yeah. If only the things that you guys are typing would have started out this way, none of us would be here saying this shit to each other. If you came out to support Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly in 2019, then how the hell is everybody sitting on Rocky Mountain right now? How? How is that possible? If everybody came out to support Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly in the right way, why is there a goddamn Rocky Mountain right now? Why? And I'm going to tell y'all, like my grandmother used to tell me, when you ain't got a fucking pot to piss in, you can't support shit. You got to be supporting your damn self. That's what people end up doing. When you don't have a fucking pot to piss in, you can't go support. You got to go support you. I'll be worried about me getting some goddamn gas in my car first. Nope, this is not bashing Sylvia. This is Papoose just telling the story about the conversations of the Shabazz show and my thoughts and opinions about what I saw coming out of the gate from the Sylvia and Bookum show. Period. That's it. This ain't bashing her. I have no room, no air, no space to be bashing Sylvia. I don't know Sylvia like that at all. I don't know what her intentions are but I can elaborate on my opinion about what I saw in particular behavior. That's it. Thomas said, you black people are too much. Hell, we are. But you know what, Thomas? And I'm glad you said that, because now I'm taking it that everything that Sylvia had done earlier on must be forgiven by you. And I can understand that, being caught up in the rapture of revolution. I can understand that. I can understand that, God fixes everything. And I'm not talking about her. Thomas, I'm not talking about her. Now, did her picture look a little bit similar to me of Bookum's picture with the goat? Yes, it did. That doesn't mean that I'm finna talk about her. Hell, Shabazz called her fat ass. I don't care about her weight. That's her weight. And this is my weight. Your weight is your weight. So I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the stories that I seen her involved in. I talk about Bookum. I'm going to talk about Dr. Rice. I'm going to talk about Shabazz when I hear his shit come out. I'm going to talk about Scooby-Doo when his shit come out. I'm going to talk about DJ when his shit come out. I talk about their stories. This is nothing ever will be personal to me, Thomas, at all, ever. But it's just strange. And I'm thinking, like I say, the same things that I've seen, what time is it? What Sylvia put out, I can go to other channels outside of this KL sector here, and they doing the same thing, is what I'm saying. They do the same thing outside of the circle over here. And the truth be told, since you guys are saying that Sylvia is doing impeccable work for Mr. Kelly over there, right? This is what you guys are saying. There are other people that has done harmful, hard ass goddamn harmful work towards Mr. Kelly. What is it that you think that Sylvia can do by herself against 50 other goddamn channels over there, including the Tasha K's, by herself? By herself. Because when I look up, and this ain't no shade on anybody or whatever, but when you got 50 goddamn channels trying to bring out all of these disturbing actions and things against Mr. Kelly, and you all are only favoring the one person of doing some work over there, it ain't working because they winning. They goddamn winning. The same way you got 50 people over there putting out all these horrible stories. You need 50 or 60 people over here to do it together. So with her work, Thomas, that's mad respect. There's respect on that. She's putting it out, but so is other people are putting it out. I have time sometimes to go sit over on the, the Lady D. I watched how the Dottie lady sat there and brought out all her transcripts. But while her transcripts was going, I watched how Sylvia was playing her live. I watched how most of the money was going over there on the Sylvia's channel doing Dottie's live. I watched that. I watched how all of those people sat in the chat room, was telling Dottie as she was reading, because she's in that courtroom every day, that they wanted her to shut it down. But at that time, her and Dottie was good friends. So explain to us how her and Dottie ain't still teams over there. What happened with that? What happened with all of these people that was rocking with good news for Mr. Kelly with Sylvia is separated? Where is that? Where did that go wrong at? All of those people were jealous too? All of those people that had left, what did they do, Thomas? Were they against Mr. Kelly? Talking about the Randa, the high maintenance, the... My phone ring. I guess they got it now. When the phone ring, it just kicks it out. That's just my, I've been wanting to ask you, and I've been wanting to ask that stuff, because when you're looking at all of that, Thomas, all of them had a voice. All of them was stumping the grounds over there for Mr. Kelly. But what happened? Where are they now? Why did they separate? Why? Why did they all separate? Who did what? Was Randa and high maintenance, Dom, you don't see Gucci much, Dottie. Are all of those people against Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly? And Sylvia ended up being the one that is for Mr. Kelly? Because if you for Mr. Kelly, the way people say that they are for Mr. Kelly, groups don't break up, Thomas, unless somebody then did something wrong. Somebody did something wrong. Somebody did something wrong. Yeah, I saw. I know her channel took a turn, perspective, and the only way that I can look at it, I can't speak for the people, and that was because of the separation, starting with the Bookum. That was, it was for the separation of that, and then the separation from the Randa crew. They're not over there and up there anymore speaking. Some things that they would known to be true to help support Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. You just don't see it no more. You just don't see it. Yeah, she started to pray, and I can respect that. I can totally respect that. I respect the fact that she did change her channel. But Thomas is not happy with me right now, and some of the other people, because they feeling because I tell the stories. I'm just telling what I see out here. That's that. I have no personal vendetta against nobody, because I don't know these people like that. I don't know these people like that. Exactly, Harlem. That's the question. Is it for R. Kelly, or is it for the person, who people can divide and then single out, and let's put this person there. But the truth of the matter is, Mr. Kelly ain't gonna survive with just one freaking person. He's not. Mr. Kelly needs lots of people on the same page with the same beat, same sound. That's the only way. You're gonna make some noise out here. Noise is no with so much, so many people that hates him, and wants to call him all of these defaming names and things like that. It's way too many of them. It's so many of them. And one person is not going to fix this, is not going to turn it around at all. It's not. She said, nobody mad but the devil. I know that's right. But everybody, I think everybody was perspective. Everybody was trying to do a particular dialogue for Mr. Kelly. Everybody was. It's just confusing how, if you have everybody that was doing their dialogue for Mr. Kelly, and then once a person tries to figure out, okay, who is the distraction, who's not with him, you can't tell me that out of all of these people perspective, Sylvia is the only one. Because that's what it seems like is going on. That's the way Thomas made it appear to be. Like, Sylvia's the only one. He needs more than Sylvia. So other than Sylvia, who else is out here to create a huge platform for Mr. Kelly? Who? Anthony God has used everybody. He ain't just using Sylvia. He used everybody. He used everybody that comes out to support Mr. Kelly, not just Sylvia. Everybody is doing it their way. Absolutely. Some are bad ways and some are good ways. But a lot of you guys, that's here for Sylvia, and I can respect that. It's just that you guys are not being mindful either about putting respect on individuals that tells the stories. I like telling the stories over here. Some of it may not look in good favor of Sylvia, and you all know as well that at the beginning of this shit show, things wasn't in favor of Sylvia with the whole back and forth beef thing with Bookum. I'm sitting here and I still have a question about, and I know the past is gone, and I'd be like, well, why were Sylvia and Bookum was down there with Mr. Griggs. And that was some filming for what? What did that do? Was it to help Mr. Kelly, hoping that Mr. Griggs was going to say something that he shouldn't have been saying, or, dilly-dally, all of that? You said that I claimed that nobody. No, I gave you the number of where everybody is stuck at. T girl, that's what I did. I said that we are all stuck. All of these channels are stuck. I don't just look at Sylvia. I look at every single body. And when you click on it, it'll show you like what each video has done. And there isn't any. There's hardly any videos coming from this Kale sector. Not many. It's some people, but it's not many that literally reaches over two to 3,000, no matter how you speak it, how you reach it. But what I'm saying is if you go over to the other channels outside of this, and I'm looking at Spill the Tea, or the Tasha K's, or the what's the other girl name? Anyway, it's a whole bunch of others, and they speak about Mr. Kelly, and their views is 56,000, 82,000, 100,000, because they all doing it together over there to tear him down. And what I'm saying is that it literally is going to take more than one person over here to bring them back up. That's all I'm saying. So Sylvia channel, as well as others out here, are stuck. They're stuck because it's overpowered. You say, am I taking? You are taking up for. I'm not taking up for no goddamn Shabazz. I think Shabazz talk a lot of roundaway shit. Shabazz speak street code. And for those that are not street, then you will be confused with what the hell he is saying. I'm speaking on Shabazz because the truth of the matter is Shabazz is also one individual that nobody knows for sure where he came from, how he got here, why did he take up this story, how much time did he spend with Mr. Kelly? Do any of you guys know that? And if you feel like that Shabazz is not for Mr. Kelly, right, then who sent them? He sent himself. And if he sent himself, then whose fault is it that cannot detect who's for me or who's not? It would be Mr. Kelly's goddamn fault. And I'm not finna take up for him like the way you saying I'm taking up for Mr. Shabazz. I think that Mr. Kelly allowed his vulnerable side to take over him because of him receiving this indictment, not knowing who to trust. And if you really want to ask me, and I'm going to put it on out there, it's fucked up that Mr. Kelly allowed all of these fucking bum ass people around him. Period. No other no other person that's rocking with millions, that have the resources or the sources to reach to other big ass fucking attorneys or things like that. That's what got it. Now I'm pissed off because Thomas said that, and you really just pissed me off with that. Mr. Kelly fucked up. He fucked up that he allowed the majority of these goddamn street ass people come up in there to sit around him, tell his fucking stories to them, so that they can come out here and twist and bend and assume or procrastinate or conspirinate on it. And that ain't a fucking word, but I like putting fucking words out here that ain't a fucking word. He fucked up. At the end of the day, Mr. Kelly fucked up. wanting help, wanting people, normalize people around him. But a man of that goddamn statue that then had their hand on this much fucking money, that tours the fucking world, ain't had not one motherfucking business fucking with none of these people that I am seeing on these YouTube streets with they fucking dialogues. That goes for Shabazz too, since you want to put his name out there. None of them. None of them. Not a single one. You say, so are you for, I am for R.Kelly. For R.Kelly. Am I upset? To not be, I'm upset, but don't take it like on a personal level because I don't know him. What I'm upset about is that I see this black man who made terrible choices being a goddamn celebrity. That's what I'm upset about. Not personally on that level. So now you got to sit here, and this is by choice because I don't have to sit here, and a whole lot of other people don't have to sit here. And you all make it as if because a person is putting out good information or this or this or that, that you're supposed to believe them and rock with them. No, I just stay neutral, Thomas. I stay right over here to myself to support Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly my way. But I also will come on the screen because I feel like it and just tell the stories of how people came and left or said and didn't say. So I'm not a Shabazz fan either. I don't think that Shabazz at no shape, form, or fashion should have paid for no motherfucking Jasmine to come down to do a motherfucking videotape. For what? Who the fuck was Jasmine? What? Who? Jasmine wasn't his wife or ex-wife or his daughter or his niece or his nephew. So I could talk about him as well to that extent of some things that I don't like about, what he did. But I ain't no motherfucking body to have your panties in a bunch about who I like and who I don't like. That's just my goddamn personal opinion. That's it. That's it. You say that he is fighting for his life and you're in and not talking about him, and this is sad. What more do you want to talk about him? Mr. Kelly isn't perfect either. Perfect in making music. But as a human being, he isn't perfect. And from me on the outside looking in and watching all of this stuff that is going on, I can clearly say that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly made some fucked up ass choices. Period. Oh, well, I'm not hurting him with that. He made some fucked up choices as in choosing his friends. Because a person with that level of where he was in that height of where he is in his life when it came to music and everything, as bad as we want to give back to our community, as bad as we want to love our people, he had to watch the people that he chose to fucking love and call as a friend. Because if I'm wrong right now, Anthony, those people would not be out here on YouTube rebuttaling back out here in this atmosphere about nothing that went on with that man. Some things you got to put in the fucking wormhole. Period. You got to put them in the wormhole. And a lot of these people have said a lot of things. Well, Thomas, it's the bloggers that are speaking. Which other way can you put it, Thomas? It's the bloggers that are speaking. So you would address it as these bloggers, right? And you got me confused with that. You type that as if when you're speaking, you should be subliminal. Don't say it. But how do you tell and complete a story to make it make sense if you don't add all of the descriptives that you need in a story? You would be confused. That doesn't make sense to me. And since I touched on the Shabazz, though, Thomas, ask yourself this, since I touched on this Jasmine thing, right? Jasmine came out here, right? You got Bookum blame. Well, Sylvia gave him the number to Jasmine, right? That's what Bookum says. Sylvia tells her story about how Jasmine, and that she got to the gym. Ask yourself, though, why? Why was it important? Why was it important to have this young lady who appeared to look young? She wasn't, her age is not young. She was of age, but her face and body features. Why was she of choice with the Bookum and the Sylvia dilemma to invite this girl down? She said on the Shabazz show that you had to be accepted in this group. And I'm pretty sure in this group that there was a lot of people probably trying to get accepted in the group. Then she said that you had to come on video camera. Once she appeared on the video camera, Thomas, why was she, out of all of these people, accepted to take this trip to come down there, the address get passed to her, show up at the goddamn gym? Why? And we're talking about two bloggers that know that Mr. Kelly was going through trials and tribulations right now. Why was it important? Why? My title says R.Kelly, Indians and Chiefs. Why was that so important to have that girl now, to where now she was written in some paperwork, and these are the two people that actually talked to her the most, walked with her the most, you name it. But yet then she's an entanglement of the support coming from the two bloggers, and one of them mainly is your blogger, Sylvia. Why? And little do you know, there's more to that story, that both of them know it. Sylvia and Bookum, they know more. It's more to that damn story. It is. But only both of them will ever really know the truth about it. Lady, my channel is not of division. My channel is not of division. And I'm going to be done with this. I support with my subscriptions to everybody's channel because I'm not evil like that. I don't care who you are. A subscribe, hitting a button ain't gonna hurt or break or destroy my life to do so or whatever, So, therefore, I do that part with being over here under this umbrella of Mr. Kelly. She says, stop it with the negativity. And shout out to you for that, Thomas. Shout out to you for that. And continue to follow Sylvia. Nobody's taking Sylvia's work from her. But at the same time, all of that Sylvia's work, because I'm devil's advocate most of the time. It's not all Sylvia's work either. Sylvia has as well played other people's, stuff that they also have had to contribute to the support of Mr. Kelly as well. Oh, Lord, that's right. That's right, Doctor. That's right. But, a lot of people, Dr. Rogers, and I get it. I get it that let's kill the distraction, let's kill this. And I'm all for that. What I am not for is as you support your one blogger, you have one blogger that you guys are putting up against a Rocky Mountain. There's 50, 60 over on the other side. So no matter how hard Sylvia is going for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, she's overwhelmed by the numbers from the other side that is killing Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly because you guys won't. I'm not gonna even say that. That it's just Sylvia, and it's just Sylvia, and Sylvia is not gonna. She's stuck right with where everybody else is stuck at. Anthony says that when I am speaking negative, it's not helpful. So we knew to be spreading the facts that his lawyer Jennifer is talking about now. And you're absolutely right with that as well. You're absolutely right as well with that. Sylvia does have good points. I watch her stuff when I have time to watch it. I do. I watch it. So that's a good, oh, jeez. It is what it is. Yeah, that was a lot of doxing, Muddy and Dr. Rogers there. And you have to ask yourself, like, if you came out to support Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, like, what was all of that done for when all of the people that was against Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly names were in the paperwork, but you had the bloggers that come out here and started naming all of the people that would show up on YouTube. And I was like, what the hell is this? So they created a whole nother fight, like a whole nother narration of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. That's just crazy. T Girl says that Sylvia doesn't bother anyone or speak on anything unless they are lying on her. So, T Girl, do you think that Shabazz story that is on camera, what he doing is against Sylvia? Do you think that made him against Sylvia because he dropped his story? No, Thomas, we don't have no Sylvia hate train over here. We don't do no hate over here, Thomas, at all. Like I told you, I speak about everything. I speak about all of them and everything that I see when I see it. And that's what you all are about. He says, have a good day. You got Thomas, you have a good day too, but you're wrong right now because that's not we're not on no hate train. I don't do no hate train. Fry me some chicken too, Lisa, for lunch. He says, get the supporters to sign a petition and get this music unmuted. They're not going to unmute his music. They're not. They're not. They're not going to do it. You know why they're not going to do it? Because you guys only have it stuck right there on the one person that's doing it. That's number one. They're not going to unmute it because you guys are not, I'm going to tell you, because her channel is stuck. That's why. It's not. Yes, get it out there. Get it to the correct person where now if there's 3,000 or 4,000 signature on there, yes, it's going to sit on the table. They're going to have a meeting about it. They got to think about it. And then you're going to have that whole freaking goddamn Me Too, whatever, who's bigger than whatever, bigger than everybody. And then they're going to stomp back louder and stomp back louder. And this side over here can't stomp back louder because it's divided. Now, I hear everybody say, "Well, get the music back on the radio. Get the music back on the radio." I don't know where y'all from, but when I turn on the radio or something, I hear his music. I hear some songs being played here and there. I hear it. They not playing it as much, but I do hear it. Have a great day, lady. Have a great day. I will. I'll be hearing his music. So, in the petitions, I believe that petitions came out earlier, 2019, early 20. And there was a petition that was supposed to go into, I don't know, something. And then Sylvia said that I guess it got to the attorney or Greenberg or whatever, right? I think it was something like that. I can't remember it verbatim. But then she says, well, Greenberg decided to not use it. There's another one gone. What are the people asking what others are doing for Robert? What are you doing for Robert? And ask yourself, well, a lot of other people just, sit and support the person that is doing for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. What exactly is on the camera? Since you're claiming things are on the camera, you can't get the whole picture from a clip and shabazz. And yeah, I agree with you on that, T girl. And I guess maybe one day he'll drop the whole freaking thing. He'll drop the whole freaking thing. And the thing about the petitions, right? Like you guys say that because you may not see the number going up, and I guess that will give you some idea that everybody is not signing the petitions. I got two things to bark behind that with the petitions, right? I really do. And I'm going to say it because I want to say it. One is I treat that the same way with the defense fund thing, right? That came out. You're not supposed to know who is signing it. Why do everybody has to know who's signing it? You don't you're not supposed to know that information. The only thing that you're really supposed to know on there is by looking at the numbers. And if you look at the numbers on there and it's got 800 to 900, how do you know that that's pretty much it of who is over to rock for R.Kelly? How do you know that that's it? That's the limit. That's all he's going to get. That's all the support that he's going to get on there. So you can't beat people down about the petitions as if you're thinking that it's going to be 50,000 names on there, because in reality, you don't know who people are behind these screens. So what you get is what you have to stay positive on and just run and try to run it with that. And I've been hearing that out here, sign the petitions, sign the petitions. You don't know who signed the petitions. You're not supposed to know. You're just supposed to be sitting out there saying, okay, we got these things. Let's go for it. We got this. We got the people. It doesn't look good that you got all these sides out here that says that they're Team Kales, and you can probably imagine that it should be somewhere around 20,000 or 24. But here's the thing. The petitions that's out, you don't reach some people that has their Facebook channels for R. Kelly, or you don't reach these other, some other crazy name of social media sites that's for R. Kelly. They just you just don't reach those people. You don't reach those people because the channels are stuck right here on YouTube. The second thing that I was going to say was about the petitions, right? And how all of a sudden now we want to press. In 2019, there were 2020. When did we had the Walk for Chaos. We had several of them. And the same people that I'm seeing yelling, sign the petition, I ain't see or know anything about none of you people that were out there walking for chaos. When those walk for chaos came out down there, there was an agenda for those walks. There was an agenda for the walks, but what we should be mad at, and I did say we, because I'm gonna group this together. We should be mad at how this got stuck to YouTube, to a specific channels, to favorite channels. When those walks kicked off for Mr. Kelly, those agendas was to grow massively. You wouldn't have needed no whole bunch of petitions now, or the planes flying over the bill. You wouldn't have needed none of that, because you'd have had how many signatures y'all want on the petition? 1,000 or 3,000 or 20,000? Well, the way I look at it, when it started out, those same 3,000 people names on those petitions could have at least rolled down the street in the car for Mr. Kelly. You too, Texas. You too, huh? You have a good day too. And I'm getting ready to get out here. And I look at it sometimes like that, like that. Had it kicked off for the support for Mr. Kelly, I think that this situation that is occurring around the YouTube, it wouldn't be where it is today. That's just how I feel. They had the walks for him in the cold days. They had the walks for him in the hot days. They had the streets where you can drive your cars. We had what was that? Ruthie drove. God, a lot of people drove hours away, and Ruthie drove her car with signs and everything on her car. Then the agenda was move from one state to the next state, to the next state, to the White House. Couldn't do that because of Indians and Chiefs. Indians and Chiefs. Not togetherness. Vaisha, you better say it again. Because when you start that first impression out there, yeah, that should have been it right there. No, but in my opinion, you had people sitting behind thinking about how they can make it better, or they can take over it, or they gonna do it this own way or this own way. Well, you had to start somewhere. So we started somewhere. But as everybody had created their own agendas or their own personal ideas, because, they wanted to get in a little bit more personal, more connected to the source itself. Yeah. It just went haywire. It just went haywire. That's all. It just went haywire. So, but that's one of my main questions that I'm going to always have in my head for everybody that says that, this person is putting out the most information, or this person is the person that, changed your mind, or this person been in the camp and knows everything. My question is, why did they all split up? If they were all on this one R.Kelly train, all on one R.Kelly train. Somebody did something. And it didn't come from the subs. It didn't come from a lot of these subs out here. At the end of the day, somewhere, somehow, money is still going to be the root of the evilness of this shit. And when I'm looking at a lot of people that ain't got a pot to fucking piss in, yeah. Because black people, oh, they will find a way. They will find a way, whether if it's to do it some kind of genius way of taking it from you, but it don't look like they taking it from you. Shit. So I watch Sylvia's channel, okay? But the things that I see, I'm capable of doing and seeing over here. The same thing that Bookum just use everybody else shit. So that it is what it is on that. You never see pretty much of Cousin Levi putting anything up on his freaking screen or really breaking it down. He's another subliminal talking. Shabazz, you can't expect for him to put shit up on because that's not what his job was. His job was to come out here and get these freaking interviews, whether if he planted the interviews for people to tell on themselves or be for R.Kelly. You can tell that that's plainly what he did. That pretty much he left it up for everybody to see, you know. I could go on and on and on with a list of people that has used their platforms to put information out, but to be aware, if you have computers, you want to spend the money and all of that stuff, all of that paperwork and things is nothing to poor. But you guys really need to be mindful of other people because there's a lot of other people that do have these channels that made a choice to not get involved with calling an attorney or talking to a court clerk for favors or this or that. And the only way to have pulled it off, and I get that, is to come to the people out here. Because you best to believe there is not really one or two bloggers out here that has set up solely by themselves to pull off what they have pulled off without the people. Without the people. So let's not forget that. So it should be some shout out, major shout outs to the people for these channels to be where they are because they could have not done it without the people. These people have not had a pot to piss in. One lost a job. One probably had to resign from a job. One just gave up a whole fucking family to do a job. It's just so much shit out here. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you killing me? D. Michelle said he's definitely not. No, he's probably for himself. But why wouldn't he be? Like he said, he got the camera, he got this, he got that. But here's the thing with that though, D. Shabazz could not have been who he was under this umbrella. I mean, with these people, had these people would not have been so goddamn gullible, anxious, excited, because we can't get this out to the main media. We gonna run to a person that we don't even know to give them what we think about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, who has not been in Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's life on a 30-year lifespans of him. But these people had some things to say because they liked him. No, in my opinion, when it came to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, you really need to be there with him. You really needed to have been there in Mr. Kelly's life. I get it. You're going to have some people come out here because we like him and this and that, and then we'll say these things in favor of him. But you got to be careful about that as well. Because what if you are saying some things that is in favor of him, but then that may not be true down the line. That may not be true. So sometimes you just got to hold the mule. You got to hold the mule. Shabazz just wanted their stories. Shabazz wanted the stories. Whether he's selling them now or he's not selling them now. But anybody, you can clearly see that. I am not standing up for a Shabazz. I am not. And Shabazz is the whole goddamn hood, goddamn nigga. I ain't found fuck with no damn hood ass niggas. I am not standing up for a Shabazz. I'm not, Thomas, because what I'm saying is that they saw this man coming. They saw Shabazz coming because Shabazz had cameras in action and a mic Who were these people to say, well, I'm going to sit down and tell you some stories about Shabazz? Shabazz, in my opinion, no. Should he have played that video with Jasmine on it? Who the fuck is Jasmine should have not had one motherfucking script on there. Jasmine has not been in Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's life. So I question that too about Shabazz. Why the fuck did you want to know and put out here any type of sexual behavior or what she said to Kelly or Kelly said to her and how she got there? That only helped entangle part of what the conspiracy is out here about this Jasmine girl. So I am not on no motherfucking Shabazz side. No, so don't say that. No, he could have withheld that back. Hell, he withheld back probably a lot of Bookum's bullshit, and my tea got cold too. Let me heat my tea back up. Hell, he withheld that back. So I'm not on Shabazz like that. There is a lot of things. But then if you really want to sit up on the mountaintop and you really think about some shit, you have to ask yourself, why did he put it out? What else is he trying to expose behind this? Well, what I got out of it, Thomas, was when he dropped that shit, he also brought out the motherfucking exposure about who else was entangled with her, and that was Sylvia and motherfucking Dana. It was Sylvia and fucking Dana. She came from a fucking face group. So he not only put out a one narrative way of it, he put out several ways for people to connect the dots on some shit. That's all I'm saying. Do we not like because he put it out? I sure the fuck didn't. I didn't. Well, who the fuck am I to tell this man, I don't know him, how to run your shit? That's his shit. But I know one thing, he did open up a fucking dialogue for a whole motherfucking who, what, when, where, and why questions to be asked about it. How? That was one less person that should have not been entangled in a story coming out of nowhere from a goddamn Facebook fan group. Are you serious? I'm like, Shabazz, you interviewing a Facebook fan group? You're interviewing her to hear how her and Bookum done slept together? Huh? Is that what the, I asked myself those questions. I did. But for some apparent reason, he thought that it was important to put out her story. What happened with her story? Well, who else is aligned with her story? Oh, okay. Well, Bookum said he gave Sylvia. Sylvia had the address. Sylvia gave it to her, and that's how she got down there. But I tell you this. Not now one of these people tried to help get that girl away. They wanted her there. They wanted her there. Except for that other goddamn man named Don Russell. Something ain't right. I know, right, Kim Tucker? I know, right? I'm just saying. So I just don't want Thomas to get it kind of twisted like that because, I'm no team nobody. I'm no team nobody. I like to sit over here and be like, well, wait a minute, that ain't right. Okay, well, why they do this? Well, why is it like that? And I understand that we're trying to get to Ted. Wait, I gotta heat my tea up, y'all. I understand that we're trying to get to the positive side for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, but like my title said, there are some Indians, there are some Chiefs, there's somebody being told something, there's somebody that's being told don't do something, it's this or that. And who is that person? Because if you ask me, that's the person that's keeping up the bunch of the confusion around here. In other words, I guess you all need to do y'all goddamn homework a little bit more. That's all. What's up, Daz? What's up, Jason? That's all. I watch her channel. I don't have nothing against Sylvia's channel. I watch Bookum shit because it make me laugh. I watch Scooby-Doo shit because he be doing crazy shit, makes me laugh, and they do shit back. If DJ come on, I watch his shit. If Dottie posts something, I watch her shit. If any one of y'all will come on, I'm going to watch y'all shit. And if it's something funny or something that like, whoa, well, wait a minute now, hold up. Yeah, I got something to say. What's up, Elizabeth? What's up? You don't hear me? I did speak. I told you that Don Russell, I fucked up. I said that. I said Don Russell went up there and he fucked up. I also said that, oh my God, I pray that he is not against Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. I told you that I can't find anything that will make this man against Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Every single one of the paperworks that I read, you will have Mr. Kelly's name there with his on a good note. I told you that. I told you that Don Russell, if he had done something, then he's going to have to face the goddamn consequences as well. I said that. I did. But as far as what I am seeing for what he's done, removing Jasmine, trying to remove Jasmine. Y'all allow Bookum to twist that story. Making that phone call over there to the Savages. Y'all let Bookum twist that motherfucking story. Why would he make that phone call? If he made the phone call to be against him, then why in the fuck is he over there, not over there with the Tim Savage's motherfucking side? Huh? Sending out the Faith Rogers shit. He sent that shit to a goddamn attorney. He didn't send the shit out here on the Facebook first from what I'm reading. I meant on the YouTube. It went to her fucking attorney, in which her attorney is not her attorney anymore. She went over to Gloria Harvey. Let's go on about this shit what Don Russell has done. He moved. He got his intellectual motherfucking property. Well, he didn't have it for a while. Have you heard anybody that anything out there that it was stolen? If it was stolen, then you tell me why Don Russell is not arrested by the people that was rocking with him for 30 motherfucking years, including motherfucking Bookum. He's a fucking mentee. You mean to tell me that his authority, motherfucking fake having ass, don't have the rights to go and keep track or documents and shit about Don Russell in this motherfucking movie? You know what he did? He brings out Don Russell's sister with Sharon Winbush brought him out. Sharon Winbush, in my opinion, only brought out the fucking sister because she got upset because Don Russell told her to meet him at the motherfucking chicken shack. She didn't show up because she don't want to show herself, but she says that she felt afraid for her life. But yet then, here's another person who claims that she rocks for R.Kelly and so motherfucking concerned about some goddamn intellectual fucking property. And do you know that not now one of these motherfuckers went to go get it? Are you out your fucking mind? Are you kidding me? Are you straight kidding me? You can't talk that shit and woof all of this goddamn crap out here and Don Russell and claim that who you are, you have stakes in Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's life, but yet then you ain't finna do a motherfucking thing about it. Don Russell is one man. Don Russell be in Chicago riding around. He riding around. Riding around. But yet then, he's the only goddamn person that took a fucking risk on his fucking life. Losing his mom, losing his children, about to probably get about 3 to 5 fucking years on behalf of this shit. But none of these scary ass motherfuckers can't even go touch Don Russell. They not even, they not finna go fuck him up. You gonna take us? None of them. And he tells you people that Keith also ended up getting some things for this or this or that. Nobody's woofing nothing about that. Are you people kidding me? Are you people kidding me? So to your comment, I have spoke some things on Don Russell and what he did off of his own and cognizance of what he felt was right or wrong or whatever. If it was towards Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, and I know that I'm sitting here making a choice to rock for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, then Don Russell as well. If you guys can prove it. None of you motherfuckers ain't proved it. Nobody proved that. Bookum ain't proved a motherfucking thing. Bookum only wolf talk goddamn paper up on the goddamn screen. He ain't proved shit. He ain't proved nothing. But y'all just like the way he talk. Y'all just upset because, he went in and safeguarded some goddamn intellectual property. Mm-hmm. Little do y'all know, and I'm just gonna throw this out here. He'll wait for his goddamn Don Russell trial. You think that man ain't sitting over there with front? He got to have evidence and shit to help free his ass. Don't be surprised that motherfucking video pop up in that goddamn courtroom with that damn people out there robbing him, and he's able to prove who it was. Hell, he might have feared for his damn life. It's just the game ain't to be sold. It's how it's motherfucking told, but it is what it is. So I have spoken, sweetheart, on the Don Russell. I have. Hey, Jason. Hey, Jason. No, who what 13-year-old? The same young girl you're gonna hear about, Jason, is the LaShonda Landfair. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. They go switch and change it up, allegedly, and some different videos, different positions, different whatever. Different whatever. But that's all. This isn't, to be mean. Do I pray? Sylvia people, do I pray that this all can become back to one? I do. I really, really do. But at the end of the day, it was one from the very beginning. But now, when you look at all of these people out here that has been into something, if it was for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, there shouldn't have been no reason for these people to have been into something against each other. No, these are all the people that has literally met each other, been in and out of the courtroom with each other, out there doing a goddamn a victim chase, a storm chase, you name it. But they're against each other. Those are the people, if you ask me, that you really should be looking at. Why are they all mad at each other if they have claimed to then talk to Mr. Kelly, been by Mr. Kelly, then wrote a letter to Mr. Kelly, got a phone call, you name it. Those are your people that are against each other. It's nothing about the subs. It's your birthday. Oh, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. We had 2 birthdays come through here. Shout out for these birthdays, y'all. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. So, Thomas, don't be mad at me. Don't be judgmental against me. I just tell these freaking stories. And you being a human as well, you know this shit is twisted up. You know that you sat back there with some side thoughts of your own. And I understand how we like to hear more of the good things. All I'm saying is that to empower the negative that's going against Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, it's important that what you see good coming out for Mr. Kelly, you need to diversify it, or you should want to diversify it from the good from everybody, and to put all of these people that claim to be for him back together. Sylvia is not going to survive the support alone by herself. It just does. It's just not going to happen. There's 50, 100 or so channels over there with that keep R.Kelly down. All of this, all of that. And another thing we should, in my opinion, not my channel. I'm not saying my channel, Thomas, because, I just come on to laugh with my channel and I just tell the stories. For all of the channels that, Thomas, that you are seeing pumping their information out, share all of them, not just one. Put them back together again. The subs can do that. Put the channels back together again. That's it. That's all. Don't worry about what your blogger may feel, or I don't want to be with that person. I'm not with that person. Don't worry about that. If you see that you got information coming out over here from this channel, from this channel, from this channel, from this channel, grab all of those links and share them out there. Put them back together again. Since they all say that they for R. Kelly. I got to get up out of here. Texas Black, have a happy birthday. I think it was Leisha. Who was it? Somebody else had a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you guys. But that's my rant for today. I'm going to go and click on some YouTube and find something for my next goddamn rant. And it is what it is. If it's out here in the air and I see it, yeah, I like to talk about it. I like to talk about it. I like watching the fact of everybody playing PI. We got to figure this out. This is Blues Clues shit here. This is some Blues Clues. And at the end of the day, it's only entertainment. It's only entertainment. The real stuff is going on up in there where Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly sits and Jennifer Bonjean sits at. That's what I look at, Thomas. All that information that's being pulled and read, I can do that right here in the comfort of my freaking home, right downstairs. And I dissect it, I depict it, I analyze it, I summarize it, and then I come to my own conclusion. I don't really need a blogger to really tell me exactly what's going on with Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly case when I can do that on my own. I do come out to hear different opinions about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And that's all. I can't be swayed by another person's perception. I'm going to achieve and receive my own. See, I have my own perception of the outcome of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's trial, Chicago as well. But I'm not going to come out here and talk about it because that's going to remain personal with me of what I think is going to happen to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly from Chicago. But the minute you come out here, Thomas, and you try to run dialogue or have commentary on it, here comes the other person. Because we are caught up in the hateful part of agree to disagree. We don't have the humble part of agree to disagree. And that's what sucks about it. That's what sucks. It could be, I found it first, or I said it first, or you repeating what I'm saying, and all of this goddamn bullshit. Like, Papa ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for it. So, Thomas, I thank you for showing up over here. All the Sylvia people, but ain't no hate train on no Sylvia. Sylvia's show is her show. Bookum show is his show. Scooby-Doo show is his show. The DJ, all of this shabazz shit is his shit. But you see what he's doing. He's dropping shit for everybody to have exactly what we just did. And agree to disagree. But we just have to do it humbly. A shabazz can't get Mr. Kelly up out of there. That shit that he's dropping out there, half of that shit ain't gonna be noticeable in no goddamn court of law. Do you really think that the prosecution is gonna give two freaking fucks about how Sylvia feel about R. Kelly, or Bookum feels about R. Kelly, or Jasmine feels about a motherfucking R. Kelly? They ain't gonna give two fucking hoots. So you see that video, you have to look at that as fucking entertainment. Dissect it, laugh at it, talk about it, opinionate on it. That's it, and that's all. Because Shabazz himself know that stuff that they're saying about how they like him and he didn't do, and well with this and this, because that's not as on the level of being any goddamn circumstantial evidence of freeing Mr. Kelly. Or keeping them in there. Those are personal wounds. Those are personal inflicting thoughts, for themselves. And shit has nothing to do with the court of law or what he's putting out. Not at all. Not Greenberg shit anymore at all. None of that. None. Those are personal thoughts. It is what it is. I gotta go. Y'all have a beautiful and blessed goddamn day. Until then, I will see you sometime this week again, I guess. Bye-bye.